This is King Noble, Black Supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to go in a little deep. I'm going to call this one, what do you do when your dream come true has become a nightmare? What do you do? Now, a lot of people are going to say, they've never had a dream come true. That group of people are purely unconscious, because all of this is a dream come true. And if you would investigate your life a little, you'll find out that some part of your experience is a dream that has come true, but it came with a lot of other things that you as a dreamer did not calculate that's in the dream. Like you go to sleep at night and you have a dream and everything's going good. You're in the dream world, and then something unexpected occurs in that dream. And that wonderful dream takes a weird or odd turn and becomes a nightmare for you. This happens for many of you, many different nights. That now that dream, before you wake up, has become a nightmare. And it's worse than a regular nightmare, because a regular nightmare, you know what you're dealing with. It's just a nightmare. But when that dream gets weird and transforms into a nightmare, that's a little bit shocking. That could be traumatic on the psyche. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what you do when your dream come true has become a nightmare. Life itself is a dream come true. If you are honest, soul search, did some deep deliberation, your life is exactly where you dreamed it to be. Just got a few other things in there maybe that ended up in the dream. And you are disturbed by those things, immobilized by those dreams, by those things. And they become the complete focus of your dream. To the point that you don't even see that it's a dream that has come true. You don't even know you're dreaming. And you're fully focused on that which appears to be a nightmare or negative, or that which you don't want to happen, or that which you don't want to confront, that which you don't want to face. You don't want to face that which you don't want to deal with. The solution is whenever your dream come true becomes a nightmare, you have to begin to focus on that which is a part of the dream that you really wanted and desired. And get back centered on that. On how the dream state, or where you're at in the dream, was somehow exactly where you wanted to be. When you become aware that you're the dreamer, you can focus on now how you dreamed yourself to the point where you're at. And a lot of people are afraid to dream because they are afraid of the nightmare. So they never really dream at night. They never want to dream anything, because they know uncalculated shit could happen when you enter into the dream world. So they just prefer not to dream at all. They prefer not to have any visions. They would rather not have any radical desires. They'd rather just lights out, that's it. Some of us have had the courage to dream, and our lives have become a dream come true. and for others a fantasy, because it would be very difficult for them to believe it. And even if they can't believe your dream or your life, because one, they're not interested, they still are taken aback or shocked that dreams do come true. So that has many thrown. So some of us have had the courage to dream, enter into that dream, and have those dreams come true. But we get to a point in the dream where we deal with our nightmares. We deal with the demons. We lose focus on our utopia, on our nirvana, on our heavens, on our paradise. And we start to give energy to the nightmare, making it the central theme of our dream. We have to start focusing back on the dreamer and the original dream to understand how we got to where we are at now, so we're no longer lost. And we see the ecstasy of the dreams, or the gifts or benefits of the dreams. The fulfillment of the dreams are more valuable, more important, more relevant than what has become our nightmare within the dream. We change our focus. We get back centered. We can see the dream again. We can see what we dreamed, how we ended up in the dream world. And it wasn't just lights out for us. We see why we had the courage to dream. We also understand why no one else dreams. While people are afraid to dream, they rather be programmed. They rather watch the television before they go to bed and just be programmed of what's on the TV. They're afraid to dream. They're afraid to think outside the box, go beyond the box. They're afraid of the uncertainty that the nightmare symbolizes, because the nightmare is just only when you get to an uncertain point. Because if you know how you're going to get out, get past, or get around the obstacle, or that which is symbolic of the nightmare, if you know how you're going to get around that, then it really isn't a nightmare at all. So it's that bit of uncertainty that has you focus on the nightmare, because it's an obstacle that you may feel that you're not going to be able to get past it. And that's the same obstacle that stopped many other people from being able to dream or wanting to dream, because they know that their dream only encompasses a certain dimension of what is going to transpire, and that all of the consequences are not worked out and not calculated in the dream, that the dreamer has not calculated all this. So, and it's too much for any dreamer to calculate. So let's just stay on the safe side and go with the programming and not move into the uncertainty of the dream world, where we, the dreamers, that's creating our own reality. Because creating your own reality is a difficult job, because shit, you have to calculate the uncalculatable. And if you're unable to do that, then you have to confront the uncertainty. You have to go where no man has gone before. You have to be a pioneer. You have to deal with that shit where somebody told you, where somebody coming to you and say, I told you so. I told you about dreaming. You should have just played it safe and went with the program and not ventured outside of the box. And now you find yourself at that point. And there's an ego connected to that, because the ego wants to save face with those who were afraid to dream, were afraid to venture into the dream and navigate into the dream world and float within the dream world. You want to save face with that. But see, for you to be successful within the dream world, the ego has to die. The illusion of a self outside of the dream has to disappear, so you can merge with the dream world completely. And you can activate your power within the dream world. But if there's an ego on the other side of the dream world trying to maintain itself, you're not fully immersed within the dream world for your dream to come completely true. You're still holding on to other dimensions and planes of reality that's blocking you from succeeding within the dream world. The nightmare is being generated by your ego that's half woke and half asleep. What do? When your dream come true has become your nightmare, you have to focus on the part that has come true about your dream. Because if the part that have come true about your dream shows the parts that will come true about dreaming, and if the parts will come true about dreaming, then you can dream some more and some other parts can come true, so you're not trapped in the illusion of the nightmare that exists within your dream. The nightmare only shows up when you look back, when you doubt and you second guess the perfection, the utter harmony of the universe. When you begin to think that you had any other choice but to move forward in your dreams, period. That you could stay stagnant and that you could not grow and that you didn't have to confront the challenges of tapping and accessing your divine potential. That you could somehow escape confronting those challenges. That there was somewhere for you to stand other than growth and development and progress. You thought you could stay there. And now you look at your nightmare thinking that, well, maybe I can go back because shit, this is a nightmare now. Not realizing that you have to go past and go through those nightmares because the fulfillment of your dream is on the other side of your nightmares. That the dream gets better when you can walk through your nightmares and when you can not forget the dream that has come true or the power of the dreamer when you can walk through your nightmares and face them. On the other side of your nightmares is the fulfillment of your dreams at a higher level than which you could ever even imagine. Your nightmare just wants you to go back and wake up to the mediocrity. Wake up to the security, wake up to the safety, wake up to the certainty, wake up to the programming. But on the other side of your nightmare, if you can stare your nightmare in the face, if you can look at your nightmares dead on, they begin to vanish like ghosts, like apparitions into nothingness, and they transform into the fulfillment of your dreams. Because the dreamer ain't went nowhere because you're looking at a nightmare, and a dreamer can continue to dream and continue to weave the fabric of the dream world through conscious shifts and transformations and transcending and ascending and bending, never ending. So what do you do when your dream come true has become a nightmare? Recenter on the dream that has come true. Live your dreams, not your nightmares. And don't let the fear of nightmares stop you from dreaming or make you realize or forget the dreamer. Because when the nightmare makes you forget the dreamer, that's when you're really asleep. See, just because you close your eyes and enter the dream world doesn't mean you're asleep. You're not asleep till you believe your nightmares are real. That's when you really fell asleep. Even if you woke, if you believe your nightmares are real, you're asleep. If you're in the bed with your eyes closed, if you believe your nightmares are real, that's when you're really asleep. Awakened beings move through their nightmares as the dreamers. They move through negativity. They move through negative situations like they never even existed, and they continue to create and manifest and continue to perfect their dreams. They continue to be examples to demonstrate the unstoppable and unlimited power that lies within the awakened soul. They smile at their nightmares. They use their nightmares to recognize that they're at the most adventurous, greatest, challenging part of the dream. That this is the part where the hero within them is realized. This is the part where the God within them is realized. This is the part where they make a lie out of all of those who are afraid to dream. This is where they embarrass those who are afraid to move into their dreams. This is when they step into a new league and a new category, and they level up in the game of life. They go where no man has been before, because they're at a place where they would do what no man has done before. To discover what no man has discovered before that was already there. They reaffirm the inevitability of success for those who have the will, the drive, and the determination. Those who have the courage to step away from the herd and the masses of asses. Because something in them says there's more. There's more. Something in them says there's something else. And as those who whisper nightmares, they ignore it and silence their minds like yogis and continue to drive forward into the flawless execution of their dream, willing to overcome their nightmares. Because the biggest nightmare started before the dream, and then once you entered in the dream, you already subconsciously by default defeated the nightmare. So the nightmare is an old tape that's playing that you already got past that part of the tape to even begin the dream. You knew that. Essentially, you are the self that knows, so you really already knew. You were already prepared. You are already beyond the nightmare when you begin to venture out to make the dream come true, because the true nightmare stops people before they even get started. If you ever find yourself when your dream comes true and you confront your nightmares, that's time for you to refocus, recenter, and remember the dream and the dreamer, and open your mind to the infinite possibility of what can come true. Make it to the happy ending and the happy re-beginning. Go into your dreams with fearlessness and with courage. Have the courage to dream, to live that dream, to transcend that nightmare, and to remember who you are over and over and over and over again. And don't associate yourself with those who have been afraid to dream. Don't associate yourself or your mind with their conceptual frameworks. Because at some point within the eternity of our existence, our dreams will have to come true and we will have to go beyond our nightmares. This is King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleuncensored.com. Donate, don't hate. Subscribe to my YouTube page right now. King Noble Guru. Hit the like button. Hit the notification button so you get notified every time I put out new videos, so you can stay on the front line of the Black Supremacy movement and get all the information and know what's going on. Follow me on Instagram, King Noble Uncensored.c.o.m. Black Supremacy.